Hi budgeting friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Jessie and I'm on a journey to take control over my finances and become a better steward of God's blessings in my life. This video is going to be a review of last week, a mini unstuffing and a cash stuffing, which should have happened last week, mid last week, and then I was going to post another video on Sunday. However, in my last video, my pre-week planning, I mentioned I thought I was getting a cold. Well, I ended up having COVID, and so last week I was so sick all week. Didn't get to do any of the things that I had planned to do, and that included the Costco warehouse run and fuel run, the car maintenance, the oil change that I had scheduled, and going to the bank to get the cash so that I could cash stuff my paycheck last Wednesday, July 22nd. So, and then worst of all, my grandson's birthday had to be rescheduled because I just couldn't take a chance on making anybody else sick. Plus, I just felt so awful. So last week did not go as planned at all, which happens. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some budgeting issues that I ran into, some hiccups last week, and so we'll get right into it. So I'm filming this morning. It is Wednesday, the 29th. Yes, Wednesday, July 29th. I've got my coffee. I'm ready to go. I'm filming before I log into work, so we'll get started. So first we'll talk about what happened last week. Of course, I just mentioned that I was really sick. But as far as the budget goes, let me scoot some things out of the way here. I ended up going way over budget for the month, and this happened just in the course of 7 days. I told you before, if you watched my last video, I cannot be trusted. So this is one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to start this channel, this budgeting and cash stuffing journey and cash envelope journey, so that I can be accountable and take control of this and get disciplined in my spending. So you'll see I had a cute little tracker, but this is a big mess. So I just decided to scoot everything over onto this sheet here. And so we'll go over that. So this was for the week. This was last week, July 19th through the 25th. The transactions, I've listed those individually here. So like I mentioned before, my grandson's birthday was last week. And also my niece's birthday. I sent her a $50 check. And then I had 3 other transactions for my grandson's gifts. So there was the $26.64, $34. This was actually party supplies, to help with the party supplies. And then $146.89. That was Target. These 2 were Walmart. So the total for gifts was $257.53. My sinking fund balance in my sinking fund envelopes was $130. So clearly I went over $127.53 over budget. So there's the first line that's over budget. Then groceries. I had this transaction here was 6 supplies, just because I didn't have anything to help with some of the symptoms, cough syrup, ibuprofen, Tylenol, that kind of thing. So I had to place an order for that. So that was not planned. And before I started feeling bad last weekend, so it was early Sunday, I did go ahead and go to the grocery. And so that was in my cash stuffing envelope. So that was a cash. And so that was spent. And then I had some other transactions. And these were, if I had gone to Costco, these would have been covered by Costco. But because I was going to stock up for my grandson supplies when they stay, because they'll be staying this coming Friday night. And so I like to have some things for them. And obviously, all of this is not going to be used in one evening or one weekend, but I do stock up to have it on hand. So these transactions, what that was for, these were all debit transactions. So the total was 210.87. I had $86 in my envelope, my cash envelope wallet. And so I went over budget 124.87 for groceries. Household, I had needed to get some filters, HVAC filters, and some garden or yard waste bags. And so in household, that was $27. Actually, a little bit less, but I rounded up. In my cash envelope, that was $27. So that worked out okay. The groomer, I took Penny, my dog, to the groomer last weekend, Saturday. I had, or early Sunday, I can't remember now, before I got really sick. Anyway, so the groomer was $126. My sinking fund balance for pets was $180. So I have $54 remaining in that fund. So that was good. And then fuel, I did go to get gas Friday. And of course, it wasn't at Costco, but it was $26.10. And in my bank budget now, I don't have cash. I don't keep cash for the fuel because there's no sense in taking out and then putting it right back again when I know I'm going to use my debit card because I never go into the gas station. I always pay at the pump. So I have $44 remaining in the budget for that. And so after taking away my purchase, I have $17.90 for the month remaining for fuel. Now over here to the unplanned. Oh my goodness gracious. So $83.77 were some herbs that I had run out of and supplements that I had not planned on and I forgot about. These last a little while, so I won't have to make this purchase again. So I probably will have to add that to the sinking funds. So that's what that was. $306. This was a personal purchase from 7E Wellness, and this was a celebratory purchase. The July 24th was my 20-year anniversary for quitting smoking, and I had forgotten that it was on the calendar until the day before. I got a reminder on my phone that it was coming up the next day. So I did not plan for this, but because it was such a huge milestone, I couldn't overlook that. So I did make a purchase. It was a facial current roller from 7E Wellness that I've heard a lot of really good things about. So I wanted to give that a try. So there's that. $99. This was Sophia Learning. I am in school finishing up my degree, and I'm taking a couple of courses through Sophia Learning to reduce the amount of college tuition. So this actually helps a lot in reducing that cost. So that's what that was. I had, again, forgot about that, but it was very necessary. So I went ahead and took care of that. So this covers 2 courses. I've got 2 more courses through Sophia Learning that I need to do. So that'll be another $99 coming up that I will need to plan for since now there's on the radar. So total unplanned over budget was $488.77. Yes, I know. Um, this is why I need this journey to stay accountable and pay attention and get things written down, because there's nothing wrong with the celebratory purchase, but I should have planned for that. And again, I think this is month 2 for my for when I started back up doing this. So in the future, I will be making a concerted effort to plan for these. Now, these unplanned and these over budget, I do have a buffer in my checking account that I don't keep. I don't have a tracker for that, which I guess now I really should. My thought was, well, I'm not tracking it. It's there. It may be, out of sight, out of mind, and I'm not thinking about it. But clearly, it's in the back of my mind, and I know it's there as a buffer. So the point, my idea was to have it as to start building up for the month ahead. So I've still got probably about $1,500 left. I'll have to double check those numbers and do an official tracking of that because this is going to get out of hand. So I didn't. My point is, I did not have to create more debt to cover these, so that at least is good. So my total over budget is $741.17, which includes the unplanned and then the over budget on the grocery and the gifts, and for the month. So $741.17. So this, as you can see, this is very much why my finances are a wreck, because I cannot keep doing this. So, but this is real talk. I'm being completely transparent. So this is what it is. So cash back to the bank. So I had 130 in my sinking fund balance for the gift. So that is going to go back to the bank. My groomer, I had $126 that I need to go. So I had $180 balance. So that is going to go back to the bank. This 126 to cover that. In my household envelope wallet balance, I had $27. So that's going back to the bank. So all of these together is $283, and I just got the bill for my trash pickup, which I'm really salty about because the statement says July 1st, but I did not get it until the end of last week. It's 1 week out to the end of the month, and it's due at the end of the month. So that's really annoying. So I'm going to have to plan for that a little better because they don't send them out in time. So that is $90 that I'm going to have to put back in the bank to cover that for this Friday, the 31st. So we will get out our handy dandy calculator. So $373 goes back to the bank. So there's that. That's what went on last week. It was a rough week. So, but that's okay. We're moving on. So we've got this sorted out. 373 goes back to the bank. So I did already do some unstuffing for a couple of my envelopes before I remembered that I probably needed to put that on camera. So back here in this last envelope I created, I need to put a little label in there. This is going back to the bank. So this is 273, or this is $283. So now I need to go grab, because I took out the groomer and the gifts and the household, and the groomer and the gifts came out of my savings binder. So I need to grab the $90 for trash pickup. So we'll do that real quick to do a mini unstuffing here, where I think it's in the back. Car. House. Trash. Okay, so we've got 118. So I need 90. So, so I will take $100 out and bring it here, and then put 10 back in here. So we've got 10, 20, 1, 22, 23, 24. You sticking? No. 25, 26, 27, 28. So we will go ahead and mark that. So today is 29 minus 90. And so we have a $28 balance left there. So there's that. So we'll scoot this guy over here for a second. So we're going to make sure we have 1, 2, 3, 20. Probably should have been calculating. So 300 plus 20, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 373, 373. So we've got all of these done. So this will go back to the bank. And this is my cash stuffing. So we're going to swap out envelopes. So we'll put this in this envelope to go back to the bank. All right. Back to bank. 373. Okie dokie. So there's that. We'll just stick you right there for now. Okay. So we got that mini unstuffing, my last week's review out of the way. We are going to get a handle on this over budget business. So I guess I'll add trash here because I'm going to pay that online. So that's there. So now scoot you out of the way. I need to grab, there's that. There is, aha, here we are. I'm going to bring this out because this binder is a little bulky for the cash stuffing part. Oh, I need to add another section here for quarterly. I need to redo this. Trash. So I don't forget that again. And that's $90. And that's 4 times per year. So I don't forget. So there's that. And then I will want to probably update this for my supplements because I need to calculate how much that really is because I went over budget on that. So anyway, we're moving this out of the way. Try not to make this video super long. So here's the cash stuffing for this would have been last paid period, which is, or last paycheck, July 22nd. So again, I am behind on getting this video out. So this is what I took to the bank. And here is my cash. So we have, I'll bring this out. We have 150. Uh, 240 or 220s, 20, 40. 15 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, one of them must have been stuck. Gotta be a stuck one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Those new bills are pretty sticky. So 150. And then we have 6 5s, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Maestro is visiting. If you can see him. Maestro, do you mind? He thinks there's food up here. And then 22 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22. So I had 30 and then 22. So 292. So yes, we're good. Thank you, Maestro. So we'll put that there for now. So we need the grocery binder. Which how would you guys do that? Would you have used this week's, because it for my over budget it was like 120 something. So this wouldn't even have covered that anyway. So would you have just zeroed the grocery out and then or would you have used your buffer if you had it available? How would you guys have done that? I just didn't want to mess up my flow with envelopes. So that's the reason why I did that, because I want to keep this flow going. And while I iron out the other bits. So, Maestro, do you mind? So we've got food, which is grocery. So 81. So that gets a 50, a 20, a 10, and a 1. So 50, 20, 10, and a 1. Oh, you know what? I should have done some unstuffing for these, because I was going to put, which I might still while we're doing this, because I was going to put some of the that I had over in these envelopes in some into savings challenges, which I might do that in a separate video because I don't want this to be too long. So I might still do that. So the dining out gets 15. Now I didn't obviously go out to eat. Again, like I mentioned before, if you were in my last video, the dining out is usually for my grandsons to get pizza or something. But Maestro, do you mind? I'm going to leave this in here this time. I'm not going to take that out. So we're going to do a 10 and a 5, a 15 for dining out. And so for dining out, for the littles, we've got 10, 20, 30. I think probably, I don't know, it might, like if I take them to like Hyper Kids for fun, we can have some treats there while they're playing. So that would cover that too, the entry for that. So then shopping, actually the shopping, I haven't done too much of that. So the shopping, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to take $10 out of the shopping from the overflow, and then I'm going to put $10 in. I know that it's kind of, why don't you just leave that one in there, but I just want to go with the flow here. So $10 in shopping. I'm going to put that other 10 in savings challenge. Miscellaneous, we're going to do 8. So we want a 5, 2, 3 ones. So $8. Miscellaneous. I need some coffee, guys. Sorry. Personal. I'm going to actually leave that in here. So I'm getting $10 for personal. So 10. So we've got 10, 20 in personal. Oh, that's where that pen was. Okay, household, $10. I did, like I mentioned before, I had 27 in there. So I used that already. I moved that out of there already. So $10 in household. Pets. 10. I'm going to leave the 10 in there for pets and then add the 10 for this week. So we'll have 20 in pets. So there's that. And then my grandson Logan is getting $2. I'm just going to set this aside in here, and I need to get another envelope for him. So there's that. So my wallet is finished. So we're going to do my sinking funds. So Costco, no. Pets. So we're going to build that back up. $10 in pets. So we should have 64. So 729. So we've got so 50, 60, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there's that. And yeah, we definitely need to. So this was kind of the thing. So gifts. So I did go over. So this, like I mentioned, this negative 97, that I'm letting the buffer cover that. So we're starting from 0. So gifts is 15. So we're adding 15. So 729. So we have 15 to add in there. And if you guys would do this differently, let me know. How would you guys do that? Would you not add anything in here until this was back to 0 until you filled it back up? Or would you just let if you had a buffer, would you let that take care of it? How would you guys do that? If you would put that in the comments below, I would appreciate any feedback. So $30 for car tax. So we need a 20 and a 10. So we'll have 210, 729. So we should have 210 in here. So 120, 40, 60, 80, 90, 2, and 20. So yeah. What I put on there? No. Oh. Okay, so there we go. It's two 20s in there. Ugh, add numbers right, Jessica. Okay. There's that. Trash. We just took the 90 out to cover this next quarter. So we need to put 14 in there. Ugh. Okay. So we're going to add 14. I'm going to do the handy dandy calculator because clearly I cannot add. So we will have 42. And that was 729. So we need a 10 and 4 ones. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there's a 10. Okay. So we should have 42. 10, 20, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 1. One of these ones stuck. I should have 12 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 11, 12. Yeah. So one of them stuck. I need to get some of that finger sticky for the sticky dollar bills. Those new ones, they really do stick. Okay, so trash pickup is done. House repair, $10. And so we're up to 180. So that's exciting. So I will be putting my house up for sale in the spring. So there's a few things that I need to get done. I do want to give it a nice fresh coat of paint for the new folks. It just looks nicer and smells fresh when people come in. So there's a few little things that I want to get done, and that will help with that. So I should have 180 in there because I'm adding 10. So 150, 60, 70, 80. Yep. And then the car repair, car maintenance, $11. $183, $729. So we need 10 and a 1. And I got a coupon I'm going to use. For when I go in, save a little bit of money, hopefully. So is that 183? Yeah. So 150, 60, 75, 80, 1, 2, 3. Magnificat, $5. No, that's 10. So we have 5 and 10. That Microsoft 11. So we're going to add 11, 22. So we've got 10, 15, 21, 22. Okay. And then YouTube, $12. So we should have 24 in there now. So we've got 10, 15, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then my P.O. box, $9. 6, 7, 8, 9. 18 in there. Five, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, $18. Okay, so there's that. So there is that. So savings. Oh, I need to put that coupon back in there so I don't lose it. And so there's that. So that is finished. So I should have 19 left for the savings challenges. So 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, plus the 10 that I took out of that I unstuffed. So we've actually got 29. So 10, 25, 26, 27, 29. $29 to work on. So savings challenge. 10. So $29 to work with for the savings challenges, which I have a couple in the savings binder, and then I've got one in my pink binder. So I will work on those in another video. So this one isn't super long, but we are good to go. We have it all set, ready to go for this next for the next week. We will do better. We will work on discipline and proper planning in the months to come. And thank you for following along on my journey. I hope you at least got some value out of this video. And if you have any suggestions, any feedback, please leave those in the comments below. I'm open to any feedback at all. And again, like I said, I'm really new to this again. It's been such a long time. So any tips, tricks, or just comments in general, I'd appreciate that in the comments below. And if you haven't already, if you feel blessed by any of this content, please subscribe and like, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you again. Bye-bye.